Hello and welcome to the Gaming Historian. You know, in college, one of my professors would always say, as a historian, you can never have too many books. So I figured, why don't we take a look at some video game books? Released in December of 2011 in Japan, Hyrule Historia is a massive tribute to the Legend of Zelda series, containing three main sections: an in-depth look at the latest Zelda, Skyward Sword, an official timeline of the series, and an artwork section. There's also a beautifully drawn comic at the end. In August of 2012, Dark Horse Comics announced they would be releasing a translated version in North America, Europe, and Australia, and would be released in January of 2013. And before we get into the actual book, I did want to comment on the beautiful cover art and the high quality hardcover. I mean, this is a big, sturdy book, and it makes a great coffee table or display book after you read it. The first section provides tons of artwork and information about the development of Skyward Sword. What I enjoyed the most were the developer notes that were included right next to the concept art. Some of them are quite funny. A bunch of the information was also very interesting. It made me realize how much thought is put into each Zelda game. For example, beginning the game as Link sleeping is apparently symbolic of waking up into the unknown and embarking on a journey. Section 2 is all about the timeline, and probably the main reason people wanted to purchase this book. Nintendo finally decided to answer everyone's questions and release an official timeline of the Zelda games. That's right, apparently the Zelda games are all connected. I'll be honest, I wasn't really into this section in the timeline sense. I think the Zelda games are all fine as standalone titles with repeating themes. I got confused reading a few parts, and even rolled my eyes a few times at some of the connections. Even Eiji Aonuma says, "You may find some inconsistencies." It reads like an encyclopedia/storybook, and sums up each game plot quite nicely. The third section, and probably my favorite, is the artwork section. It contains a lot of development pictures, as well as unique art that makes you nostalgic to play the old Zelda games all over again. If I had to choose my favorite thing about this book, it might just be the opening introduction by Shigeru Miyamoto. It's heartwarming, and a great read about his personal involvement with the series. I was a little disappointed overall though. For one, they didn't even mention the Philips CDI games. Now I know Nintendo had basically nothing to do with them, and would like the rest of the world to just forget about them, but it would have been nice for Nintendo to at least acknowledge they exist. They could have even thrown it under this Other Zelda Games section. I also wish there was more historical information on the games, because hey, that's my thing. But overall, for about $21, this is a must-buy for any Zelda fan. That's all for this episode of The Gaming Historian. Thanks for watching.